Hello, and welcome. So, you might be wondering where I've been. Well, for those of you who are wondering, I have been spending a lot of time over these last few, well, months. It's been a while, hasn't it? Working, hanging out with a friend who's going on a trip for the next 6 months. He'll be leaving next week, actually. And, well, you ever get to that point where you're playing a game and you want to continue playing that game, but it's been a while since you last played, and you don't really feel like you want to play it, but every time you try to play it, you feel like I don't know. It's a weird feeling where you end up sort of doubting yourself or confused about things. Well, I'm one of those people who usually ends up playing a game for a while and then playing another game and another game. I find it hard to stick to one game for a long time. I enjoy coming back to those games and playing them again every once in a while, and just I'll play a game for like a month or something if I really enjoy it, and then I'll come back to it or go play a different game for a while and then come back to it. I don't know, it's been affecting me recently. I've been playing a lot of games, like I said, with my friend. Haven't been recording them. Just trying to spend as much time with him as I can before he leaves. But I'm going to have a lot more time now, as he's leaving soon. So I figured I'd get back into this. Start making videos again, Not leave you all waiting here, wondering where I've gone. Sorry for the absence. I feel like everyone needs a break every once in a while, though that one was certainly a long one. And I kept wanting to come back. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I am on a new computer. And by new computer, I mean, I was playing and recording on a gaming laptop. It was a really good laptop. But now I am on a really powerful desktop. I'm not gonna specify too much, but suffice to say I've got an RTX 4090 and 13th gen Intel CPU, and I am with liquid cooling and all that. So yeah, things are going to be a little different. You're going to be seeing a lot more high quality, very high quality videos and gameplay and stuff. No more frame drops, no more lag, unless it's something that's just unavoidable. And I'm going to transfer my Stalker Gamma profile and such to this computer, so that we'll be going back into that soon. Now without any of the stuttering that was starting to infest my later videos, hopefully. But in the meantime, I think if you were here for the video, I'm sorry for the long update. Now let's get into it. This is Living Skyrim 4. We're going to start out here, just get into things. I still have to download a lot more of my games and get everything going. You'll be seeing a lot more games from me that I couldn't record because of graphic quality. Tarkov, for example. I will definitely be playing a lot of Tarkov now. That's for sure. Oh. Alright, first things first. We're just going to hop over into presets and steal one of these, and then we'll edit it a little bit. They got all kinds of stuff. Before we do that, we actually do want to decide on a race. Archers. You know what? I love magic. We're just gonna go magic again. We always do magic. Which one though? I do like Bretons. Now. Oh. I think it's preset 3 that has the high poly head. If you wanted to customize it yourself, that's how you get that. Let's see, do they have any Bretons in here? Oh, wait. I just did a save preset. That was stupid of me. Think I just overwrote that preset. Yeah. Well, I hope that wasn't an important one. Ooh. Nice one. These are all L's. Let's see. Elf. Elf. Male. That's an Argonian. Ah, here we are. Oh, that's Bosmer, I would imagine. BR is probably Breton, so go here. And we can start looking through those. Ooh, look at that. Now that is a hell of a paint job. Ooh. That's not bad. Ooh, I do like that, but that is a... This supposed to be a Breton? They're like an elf. They got like elf ears. You can see them poking through. I think Bretons are like half elves, right? That's it. That's the thing. Ooh, I like you. You're a good one. Oh, that's a male. I just realized that one had an M on it, so not those. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go to Megan. Look at that leg paint, jeez. I think you're fitting, and we're gonna change up the appearance a bit. Don't want to mess around too much with those. I'm gonna change the hair style first and foremost. We have a lot of options, so here's what we're gonna do. Just scroll through until we see one we really like. I'm gonna change the hair color ahead of time. Like a red hair. That's nice. There's a lot of good hairstyles in here. This is what I always love about these mod packs, is the customizability. Now, I normally play a guy whenever I'm making videos, but I don't know. Don't we all want something nice to look at? I feel like that's a relatable thing. It depends on what you're after, I guess, when it comes to designing a character. I do enjoy doing some role-playing whenever I'm playing these role-playing games, so I usually go for a character that I feel like I can get into, which generally is not a female character. But whenever I'm just playing it for the sake of playing it, I think looks are nice. Can I add... Let's see. I think it would be under head. Probably under dirt, complexion. There we are, freckles. Love me some freckles. Always nice. I like how this is the zoomed in. I know it was just... There we go. That's better. So, now we just need to change up the dirt color a little bit. Oh, it doesn't have its color set. So, let's change it a little bit. That's good. Did that save? Oh, I see. Don't have the opacity set. There we are. And then we can... that's good. Can add in some scars if we wanted. According to this, there was a scar. What is scar 12? No gash. Oh, I see. Why is... That's a weird one. It's not really freckles, it's more like dirt spots, but well, it looks kind of like freckles, so that's what I'm after. I don't think we need to go too far into this. This one does have body paint. I think we might change the color a little bit. Hello? I'm hitting the choose color button and it's not doing anything. They have other tattoos. Can't see the... They have some interesting ones. Whoa, look at that thing. It's like... we're going to cancel that. I like what we have here, but I wanted to change the color, but I can't seem to do that. Oh, there it goes. Now it's letting me. So... It's all glowy blue. Let's change it to a nice, darker purple. Can we make it dark but glowy? We can change the glow. Okay, here we are. That's what we needed. So, ooh, there we go. Kind of pink now, though. Ah, here we are. Change up the color of the glow. Well, that's good. I like that. It's a darker shade. And I think we're just going to finish it there. Now, every good character needs a name. This is always the hard part, isn't it? Ah, you know what? Eileen. We'll go with that. Here we are. Now we have the MCM configuring, so... Gotta go through all of these. So whenever if you want to play this, it's a I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this for a second because I get comments about this all the time, like, "Hey, do you have a mod list somewhere? What mods are you using? Can you tell me what mod this is? Like, it's a singular mod? No, this is multiple, like thousands of mods all put together into one mod pack. It is a collection of mods. You can download this through Wabbajack. I will tell you, if you do not have Nexus Premium, which you can get for like a month for like a small amount of money. I have Nexus Premium for life because I bought it back whenever it was a thing. They removed the whole ability to buy it for life now, which is kind of sad. But you can buy it for like a month to download the mod pack, try it out, and then, I don't know, it's a couple bucks. And you can always buy it again if you really need to do it again. But with Nexus Premium, using the Wabbajack mod pack installer, which you can find on Google, just by typing in Wabbajack Skyrim or something, you'll find it. You can download this entire mod pack. By going through the whole list on Wabbajack and clicking Skyrim Special Edition. It's on it's either one of the unofficial lists. I think it's an unofficial. And it's called Living Skyrim 4. There you go. Now, if you still have any questions about that, they have an entire installation guide to make it all nice and easy for you. Alright, looks like everything in the top left has gone away. So we're good to begin. Oh. Okay, no, we're not. I don't know what step it's on right now, but apparently it is still doing something. Oh, there it is. The realm of Lorcan, realm of creation and rebirth. For when one is born, how can they see they are not reborn? And that there was not a past that came before, a history that is forgot. All souls pass through the realm of Lorcan, though most will not remember. Yes, even you were here once, the you before you, and the one before that. In time to come, you may forget you were ever here. Most do. They choose not to see the shards of Lorcan, the grains of creation that reside in everything, but others use the shards. They climb the vines of Nirn, slip between the grains of creation from one place to another. Those grain slippers, shard weavers, we call them Shazarin. Any you see in the realm of Lorcan we call Shezarin. Fancy. So inside of this area, you can find each of these crystals you see lying around leads to a different starting location. And there's also some starting equipment in here, like, for example, some spells to get you started. A little bit of money. And some other things. Oh, hey, so Forgotten Glory, FG, is the creator of this mod pack. So that was added by them, I'm guessing. Oh, MCM stuff's still going. Oh, there you go. There we go. Should be done. Still going to wait for all those messages in the top left to go away. But while I'm waiting, I guess we can talk a little more about this mod pack. This isn't some specific super hardcore mod pack that's designed to challenge you or anything. Honestly, it's like a nice break from things. It is a mod pack designed for adventure, exploring, exciting stuff, trying new mods, you know? I don't know what this is for. Oh, I see. Cool. There's a mod that added shooting stars. Here's the note from Forgotten Glory. Living Skyrim originally started as an idea to build the mod list I always wanted to play, the mod list that would let me play any character I desired whenever I desired it, and not have to spend endless hours reconfiguring the mod list anytime I wanted to change. That idea exploded over into a mod list you see today. Over 50,000 downloads, 17,000 members on Discord, a full staff of more than 20, and a countless hours of work. Blood, sweat, and tears have culminated in Living Skyrim 4. The truly definitive version of Living Skyrim. I won't say LS4 is complete, what mod list ever is, but it's as close as I can make it. So thank you for taking the time to play this mod list. Thank you for giving my dream a chance. Sincerely hope that you enjoy this mod list we put together, and if Living Skyrim isn't exactly your cup of tea, that's okay, we have coffee too. Lots of coffee. Before I let you loose into the world, and if you're willing to take the time, please join me in thanking everyone who has made Living Skyrim possible. My wonderful wife, Mrs. FG, Celadon Iron. I'm not going to read through all this. A bunch of people. The Discord staff, Wabbajack team, all of them have made it possible for me to continue bringing you mod lists. I hope you find endless hours of entertainment in the world that is Living Skyrim. Cheers. It's a nice little thing right there. Book of Homies, that's a weird one. So this is, I'm guessing whenever you pick up a follower, they end up in this book there. EG will follow the book. There's some interesting ones in here. So we're going to go ahead and hit select class. Now, this is something you have to do while you're still inside the realm of Lorcan. You need to do this to set up yourself with a class and birth sign. If you want more of a challenge and you actually prefer a challenging game, don't do this. This is actually something that makes the game a little easier for you. You can also go with a birth sign with that class. So birth signs are the standing stones. You can also just not do it, and then whenever you find a standing stone in Skyrim, that would be your birth sign, whichever one you end up picking. Now, this cannot be changed. They are, or undone. This is a character selection that is like a permanent choice. So let's go ahead and start with classes. Magic. And we're going to look at these. Witch Hunter is archery, destruction, enchanted, conjuration, archery. Not specifically what I'm looking for. Spell sword. Nah. Sorcerer. Magic recovers 50% faster and bonus spell of bound sword. Nice. That one might be good. Nightblade. Not really what I'm going for. Mage. Boundless. Increase magic by 50 points. Healer. Our extinction spells are 10% stronger. Battle Mage. All destruction spells are 10% stronger. So we're going to go with... I think we're going to go with Sorcerer. Magic recovers 50% faster is nice. And I actually want to focus on Conjuration, so having Bound Sword to start is a good one. Now we pick a Birth Sign. We're going to start with the Mage Signs. So the Ritual... 10% stronger Restoration spells. What is Ritual's Oath? The Mage. Have the Mage's Wisdom and permanently gain 30 Magicka. Apprentice. Gain return 10% weakness to magic, 10% effectiveness with all spells. And the Atronach. You have the Atronach skin and have a 10% chance to absorb incoming spells. I think we're gonna go with the ritual. I don't know why it's restoration, which is kind of weird. You know what? Let's go take a look at the other signs real quick. No. These are they're all different from which is interesting. If you want to take a look through these on your own with more care, you can. I am looking at them very fast. You can also pause the video or slow it down if you need to. I think we're still going to go with the ritual. So what is Ritual's Oath? It's just restoration spells are 10% stronger. So this is interesting. Natural 47% magic resistance, and magic regenerates 50% chancer. Faster. Brighten naturally gives me an increase by 25% to magicka, and I have a 50% chance to absorb magic from incoming spells. Nice. Alright. Now there is one other thing to do, which is the Reflect. As I complete my next course of action, I reflect back on the decisions that have brought me to this point, including time in my homeland. I grew up studying the skills of magic. Cultist Conjuration. There you go. You get to pick one starting skill that lets you improve, that you can improve. And we're starting out with 50 Conjuration. Isn't that something? Alright. Now we can explore around a little more and find more stuff. Including some... There's a skill book there. Okay, so we gain Insight. So instead of gaining a direct level to your skill, you gain Insight, which increases how that skill levels. So that's actually a nice one. Some more coin purses. Some basic clothing. Just take some starting stuff. Look at that, nice new first-person animation for running. Should probably put on some clothing, even if it's not much. That way we're not completely naked. Look at these animations. Smooth as butter. Oh, nearly ran off the edge. I don't know if you can, but I think you can. And I don't know what happens if you do. Now that's a weird one. I don't want to swim down into the void. So you can find the stones lying around here inside of the realm. Okay, so birth signs are different from are actually different from the standing stones. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and grab the ritual stone then. Look at that. So we have so the ritual stone is different from ritual birth sign. Okay, there you go. We can reanimate or summon one additional minion. We'll need to get the skills that increase the length of reanimate zombies last 5 times longer. And not that one. Back down. No. There's the ones for zombies, but yeah, you can't increase the time summoned creatures. Here we are. Summoned creatures last longer. So we'll need to get those. Now we need to decide on a starting location by looking around at each of these crystals. There's quite a few. There's also more stuff to look for and find. For example, more spell tomes. Ooh, the College of Winterhold. We could start out at the college. Now that would be something. But that's a little... I feel like we should go somewhere easier and level up a little bit before we actually get into that. You can find some weapons, like crossbows and stuff, if you want to start as an archer. Get yourself some honey and bees. Oh, I gotta change some settings. But I can do that real quick. Y'all don't have to watch me mess with my settings. Alright, now, I feel like it's important to talk about some of the stuff in the MCM. This first episode's not going to have a lot going on in it. Well, at least at the very start. If you really don't care about all this stuff, feel free to skip ahead. You know, you don't have to watch me do all this. This is more for the people who are interested in setting it up themselves and playing it rather than just watching someone else play it. So we have the Achieve That mod, which is an interesting one. If you reach these goals, doing things like contract a specific number of diseases, complete a certain number of quests, clear a certain number of dungeons, or specified number, get a certain amount of money, all that. As you complete these quests, craft a certain amount of armor or gear, other things. You do all of these, you can obtain glory. Now, glory can be used to purchase special bonuses, like you can increase your carry weight, health, your regens, your resistance, your speed. You can even upgrade random skills. All damage. Now each of these gets have different prices. All damage it being increased by 5% is pretty expensive, of course. You can choose a reward for each achievement. If you do that, if you use that option, I'm not going to turn that on. We'll stick with the way it is. There are some other things in here that's probably important to know. The economy overhaul, for example. So, multiplier for buying prices. So things are 5 times more expensive when you have 0 speech skill. At 100, things are only 2 times as expensive, which is the same as vanilla. Now, in vanilla, at 0, it's 3.3 times. This mod makes it more expensive at lower skill than vanilla, but it maxes out at the same. You can change that and customize that if you really want. You can also change the experience multipliers, and then the sell price reduction. So you need a specific perk for certain things. Fences will buy things for more, but they still buy things for less unless you have specific perks. So I guess that's an important thing to look into, is the speech tree is actually a lot more intriguing. Earn more money from bounty quests. Nice. Supplier lets you sell items to general goods merchants, innkeeper, hunters, miners, and farmers for better prices. Merchants have extra gold. Can sell to blacksmiths, fletchers, and jewelers for better prices. Can sell to Khajiit caravans for better, but still relatively low prices. That's not great, is it? Renowned thief, sell it to fences. Black market lets you sell stolen things to anyone. Can sell to mages, tailors, and better investors. Every merchant gains 500. Can invest 500. Merchants you invested in will sell valuable, exclusive new items. Now, there's some pretty cool stuff here, and then of course you have the shouts. And then you have this leadership, so you can actually increase the follower slots you have. So you have to invest 3 points into each of these to gain an extra follower. Now that is, you can get up to 3 extra follower slots, but it requires you to do 3 levels worth of investment to gain a follower. Now that is something else. I've already changed my settings, but I do want to keep looking through these. Just Soul Trap. This is one of my favorite mods, and one I would always add to mod packs if it doesn't have it, because it is just so nice. It is basically, it's genuinely intelligent Soul Trap, and the way it works is, instead of putting a common soul inside of a grand soul gem, if you get a grand soul, well, you have a grand soul gem that's filled with like a common or a petty soul or something stupid, it will instead push that soul out of the grand soul gem. The more powerful soul will take it over, so you get a grand soul gem filled with a grand soul, and then that petty soul or common soul or whatever, if you now have a new soul gem that's available when you didn't before to fill that soul gem, it will push it into that one, so you don't lose the souls, and you can actually end up with better souls. filling things up. Oh, Riverwood, that's a good place to start. We always start in Riverwood. This is honestly an interesting starting mod. Not one that I really mess around with that often. It's a pretty unique one. But, come on, get up there. And I fell. I think I fall faster in this than you do in vanilla. Jeez, I keep sliding off of this. I need to change my FOV or something. It feels really tight. Here, give me a second. Yeah, no, I forgot that Skyrim is one of those games where you gotta adjust your FOV in different ways. There is a way to change your FOV, but it's through, like, menus and stuff. Ooh. Can get some nice starting weapons and such. Can sell those for money, too, if I need. Ooh. Yeah, that faster falling nearly got me, because normally you get a little floaty whenever you try and jump and stuff. Refilling cask of mead. Oh, fancy. Infinite source of mead. Secunda Hall. You can find some weird stuff here in this. It's definitely an interesting place to explore. Find some more health potions. Master level strong lockbox. When I have 7 lockpicks. I do like this lock interface because it lets you position it in the exact place you need to. Haha! Bam. Rewarded. There's another one. Oh, great. I don't think I'll get this one, too. But I'm gonna try. All my lockpicks are going to die. Yep, I only have one left. We're gonna hold off on that then. A jar of skooma in there. Ah, here we are. Some clothing to fit my character. So we can throw on some black robes. These are armor. I don't know if I really want to wear armor, unless it, we'll see. I don't know if it actually affects anything. Some actual basic armor. Ah, you can actually... Well, that's kind of weird. What does this do? Aren't I already in the Secunda Hall? Or the Hall of the Secunda, or whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and... Oh, cool. We also have a couple others. Starting ones. Alright, enough screwing around. I'm gonna go start off in, I don't know, Riverwood or something, and we'll go from there. We have a Shrine of Ariel over here. I've been given the prayer option. Oh, yes, there's one other thing. Factions. You can actually come over here. And you can... Oh, are they not in this? this is normally like a whole little faction thing where you can join different groups and they'll become non-hostile to you, but other things will become hostile to you. I guess that's not in this mod pack. I thought that was just a feature of the Realm of Lorcan, but no, it seems it's probably a feature of some other thing. Alright. Cutter's Axe. Riverwood. Let's get started. Look at these animations. Now that is some nice graphics. Go ahead and summon that. Oh. So, I wonder if this has... This is a mod that is commonly related to third-person stuff. They have better third-person selection. Oh, crap. General. Go ahead and turn that on. I don't like accidentally hitting E on things and causing myself a problem. There is a mod. Oh, reading is good. So this is where you can see the bonuses to skill gain from reading skill books. You can bury bodies. Smooth can. Not in there. True directional movement. Ah, here we're at target lock. Target lock key. Yep. Okay, so it's already bound to the key that I'd want. Definitely want to. This game requires you. This mod pack requires you to do manual saves because they quick saves and like automatic saves and stuff can cause corruption. So it's better to always use manual saves. So instead of when you hit F5, you do a manual save instead of just a quick save or whatever. And it does not save automatically. So you need to remember to save yourself. Ooh, that's cool. It doesn't shoot like a ball like it normally does. And we can do... Yeah, so you see that a soul is shrunk and then a soul is discarded. It was seeking soul gems that were available, but there were none. Seems like bleeding is a thing from being bitten by a wolf, because my wolf was taking damage over time. So keep that in mind. I don't have any soul gems, that's the reason that happened. But, you know, gotta level your conjuration skills somehow. And the best way to do that is to just summon stuff in combat.
Lost a friend.
So there is an optional way to turn on quick loot, but it can cause some issues with the hunting knife. Having a quick loot turned on can cause issues with mods that have scripts that activate whenever you collect something or loot an object, if you're not looting it the way it should be looted. Let's go ahead and dump our ragged garbage. Dump like summon our sword, so there's a fresh timer on it before we engage. Drop another save. Definitely a good idea to always save before you go into a building, and then save inside the building somewhere, because if you save, if your game crashes because you're trying to load into a building and something's going on inside that building that causes your game to crash, you're going to have a bad time. So you want to save before entering dungeons and buildings and, you know, things like that. That's my first piece of actual advice there. Gotta level that conjuration skill. Nice. Ebony leaf sword. Holy shit. An ebony greatsword. Ebony leaf greatsword. I don't know what that is or how good it is. It actually isn't that valuable. It had less value than the things like the crossbow and whatnot. I don't know, it just says ebony on it, so it makes it sound valuable, doesn't it? Oh wow, I didn't even realize I got injured. Let's go ahead and save. Not save, I mean favorite our healing spell. What other spells are good in here? We have Lightning Rune and Sparks. Fury and Fear. Fury is a good one. You can inspect targets. Alright, that's good enough. We're gonna go ahead and grab some healing. I like the animations for the various spells. That's really cool. Alright.
You hear something?
Oh yeah, we have the dodge mod in here too. So I can use left alt to dodge. And there's that whole lock-on I was talking about. I can show it by locking onto my own wolves. Which is, I'd think, one of the more important mods if you're gonna... Nope, don't want that. If you're gonna be playing in third person, especially. Because there's the dodge. Pickaxe. Get him, dogs. Attack her in the back so I can hit her whenever she throws her guard. Get her ass. Go ahead and pop a healing potion. Oh, that's interesting. It just had a weird running attack animation that kind of crippled me. Oh, I got shot. See, here's the problem. I didn't save until once I'd enter the building. So we're gonna go back to outside, and then we're gonna go back to inside, and we're gonna have to do it all over again. But you know, I think that's better than the mod pack I was playing where I died and then that was the end of that character. But you know, that's just something that happens. I feel like that doesn't really lend itself so well to a long-term series unless you're doing like kind of streaming. Because you can just go and then go, but like if you spend like 50 hours on a character and then that character dies. Get his ass.
You won't get the best of me.
He's out of stamina. Ha! Broke his guard. Ooh. Especially effective against undead. Nice. So I got go ahead and eat some of this, which increases we regen. Get their ass. Oh. You can use the scroll wheel to change targets with the lockup.
Finish this! I'll rip your heart out!
And... Nope, I'm out of stamina. Good job, dog. Who's a good dog? Who's a good spectral dog? Spectral boy. Oh, right, because I lost my saved on the spells. Oop, I was not favoring those. I was just equipping them like a dummy. Need to reconjure my sword now. Try and hit this. Ow, shit.
You're as good as dead. By Ismir, you'll pay for that.
Running attack. Get stabbed. Nice. Silver sword, some onyx feathers. Yoink. Now we have that. Let my magic regenerate by standing still for a second. If I can get my wolves back. Oh. Pickaxe. Yoink. And here.
Is someone there?
Kept hitting the wall. So here's a question. Do you guys prefer whenever I play in first person or in third person? Because that's one of those things, like, I prefer first person when I'm playing most games. But I don't mind third person whenever it's got the mods that make it a lot better. Or do you like it whenever I switch between the two?
So much easier to roll. Dead.
Ow, you were hurt. Get critted. Ow. Where'd my restorations go to? Oh, hey. Another hunter. Another hunter guy. Get over here. Stop running from me. Useful. A scoped longbow. So this is one of those cool mods. Scoped things. So these little spikes on the sides are used for the sniping. Necklace increases my carry weight by 25. Useful. They've had me working down here for days now. It's not the time that's getting though. It's these tunnels. I've told them countless times to add extra supports to the weak section of the tunnel. If only I had more of those wooden beams that we reinforced with bronze bottoms. Honestly, if I hear the earth shift one more time over my head, I'll be so stressed I may stop drinking for good. I mean, what's a Nord without his mead? Oh, apparently he's dead. That's what. Oh, this is one of those really cool things. So these little white glowing balls you'll see around, those are activation points for things like climbing ladders and such and such. Climb the ladder while in combat, apparently.
Is someone there? Can't hide from me.
That seems kind of... Is there a way to fix that? Because it seems kind of weird that I can't climb a ladder while I'm in combat. I can understand it in certain situations, but that is one of those things where I feel like it's kind of important to be able to do, because, you know, this... Question is, I'm not sure what exact mod it is. We can just run through these real quick, and I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what this is. Intriguing. I don't know if this thing actually has a menu in MCM. But I'm not seeing anything. Oh, attribute values is another mod. You actually have attributes that are determined. You have intelligence, endurance, all this stuff. I don't know how you increase this, but I wonder if there's a way to change your attributes, how to increase them or something. There's probably a way to do it. I'm not sure how you do it. How much damage you do, bonuses, health regen, carry weight. So at 14 charisma, I have improved stuff on bribing and persuading and intimidating. Extra perk chance. Now that's a good one. You can get an extra perk randomly through having high luck. Intelligence is magicka. Spell duration, spell magnitude. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. I'd have to... drop another save real quick so we can get some good progress. Yeah, keep hitting me with spells. I can absorb your magicka. Except electric spells for stealing magicka. So not exactly the most combination of things. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop that. Oh, I fell. Oh, he chased me down here. Regain some stamina here. I think there's a way out over here. Yep. So why don't we get that guy like that? Look at that. I really like the animations on the spells. They look so good. How much carry weight do we have? 337. That's actually pretty high. Alright, let's yoink this guy's armor, because it's the most expensive thing on him. We'll sell it. Even though it's the heaviest thing, too. We'll just sell a bunch of this stuff when we get back. Staff of a zombie. poison spray spell. Nice. So yeah, this guy was a fake ghost. He was using these filters of Phantom to look like a ghost. That's a restoration combat spell, which is actually good because we can use that to level our restoration as well. Finish up our healing here. Now we can actually use the ladders. We can do things like... Wait, what? How am I still in combat? Guess we need to go kill some more people. So whoever that guy is, who just said, "Where are you?"
There you are. You won't leave Skyrim alive. Not the best you can do.
Gotta regain my stamina again. Let's do a little nice sprinting stab attack. That does a good bit of stamina damage to him. Steal his armor again. Now we should be able to do this. Crap. As long as I don't fall. So we can actually climb up right here. Followed by... See, look at those animations. Look at that. Isn't that nice? You can check it out in first person and see what that's like. Oh, skips me into third person anyway. Slide on down this ladder. And we're right here. Yeah, figure. Go figure. I really like this mod pack so far. I'm having a lot of fun with the animations, the visuals, everything looks a lot nicer than I'm used to, and it's very smooth running. This is a fairly large mod pack, so you're going to need a lot of space on your computer to download it. I didn't mention that earlier, but this is a... You're going to need at least close to 400 gigabytes of space, but once it's installed, you can delete the downloads folder in order to save on space. Just a fair warning, though, if you do need to update the mod pack, you'll have to re-download every download again. If you don't do that, then updating, you just have to download what's new and or updates to the actual mods, which is good.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Oh, I feel like I'm trapped. I need to back out of here. Nope. Eat poison. Nope, I am badly injured. Let's retreat for a second. Chug a healing potion. Switch to my healing spell. Ha! Friendly fire. Oh, that one hit me.
No escape.
That is the wrong button. I don't have enough mana to use my sword anymore. Ow. Fucking chef with a poison dagger. Yep.
Think you can take me?
So, I don't have enough mana to re-equip that, so I might as well just throw my healing in one hand. poison spray.
Show me what you got.
Oh shit. I got poisoned again. Keep running.
I've had enough of you. Beg for your miserable
Not getting poisoned by
life.
your ass again. Just running. Improve my restoration skill.
Your coin.
There we go.
Just die.
How about you die? Ah, she's like spitting poison at me. What the hell are you? Bandit sick. Oh crap, she killed me with that. That fucking poison vomit spray is ridiculous. Shit, my last save was a little while ago. Back in that other room. At least I saved inside this time. Oh, shit. This is before I killed that stupid mage. Come here, you.
Dare hide from me?
That's the last of them.
Damn it. Got targeted by 3 of them before I could kill the one. How much mana do I have before I spawn? Not enough. Let's see, I'm gonna switch it over to healing. Oh shit, this is before I got that one spell with this guy. So I don't have my poison spell. Stop with the fucking lightning.
Take me.
Eternal slumber awaits.
Oh, this is good. I think I should use the, let's try switching over to that one dagger I got. Yeah, I'll use the... Nice, got a crit. Now we can use the poison spray spell.
To the north.
Very nice. Go ahead and let my magic regen a little bit here. Summon another wolf. There it goes. Switch back to that. And that. Wait for my magic to regen again. Perfect. These wolves do not last long, mostly because the ritual stone combined with my... Oh yeah. Definitely need to get some proper magic robes. Oh, wait a second, this isn't the way. Took the wrong turn. I'm gonna need to resummon my wolves. Well, luckily my magic is full again. Which way was it? I thought it was right here, was it not? Did I miss a turn somewhere? No, I think I see. Alright. Almost forgot to mine this again. First the sword, because the sword lasts longer. I don't know why, but I think yeah, I just confused. This door was unlocked by one of the bandits earlier.
What was that?
I can summon a wolf on the other side of the door, though.
There's someone there.
Well, eventually my wolves should die, and one of them will come over here to try and attack me, and they should open the door for me. So I don't have to open it myself. Alright, good, you're coming. You open the door for me.
I'll show you real.
Thank you. Now then, I have no more use for you. Please, suffer. As I have. Suffer as I have.
That's it? That's your rescue?
You won't get the rest of me!
You can take me.
Please do not! You won't leave here alive!
Oh, you God, beat the snow with your blood. Now you okay?
Oh shoot, there's another guy over here. Oh, it's the puking part. We need to run ahead over here so I can pull the lever to lower the bridge. Takes a second to drop. Yeah, avoid the vomit as best I can.
You won't leave here!
You're dead. Ah, the vomit. Vomit is strong. We need to kill that one quickly. They have some of the higher health. Amongst the failed, you seem to be able to heal. Ah, did I like touch it on the floor or something and get hurt by it? That hurt.
You
All
don't
right.
have a chance! You won't get the rest of me!
Probably still better. Oh crap! My sword has gone away. I was not paying attention to that. Good. And we're on it. There's a key. I don't think we killed all of them. Nope. Yep. Totally didn't kill all of them.
You won't get the rest of me!
I think you move at a different speed in first person. Which is a little weird. Or maybe it's because I'm facing that direction when I'm moving, and I move slower walking backwards.
You won't get the best of me! What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna kite you around like the idiot you are. And then I'm going to stab you.
Prepare to die!
You hold the knife kind of weird in first person. It's just a bit of a weird way to hold the knife. The animation effects are really nice. Alright. Fake Shrine of Zenithar. Gilded Kettle. Weary Jug. Nordic Carved Gauntlets. Nice. Know Your Enemy Volume 1. Know Your Enemies are valuable books. Look at that, 500 bucks. Fire spells are now more effective against furred creatures. Nice. There's also this really cool thing where you can actually vault through the window instead of having to unlock the door. It never did make sense that you couldn't go through those holes that were person-sized. That's valuable. That's valuable. Nice. Good stuff. Couple of iron ingots. Iron ore. Light armor forging. Sweet. Smithing in sight. You can use the forge to do all kinds of stuff. You can... Oh! Well, shit, I can craft lesser bound bow at a... at the forge for some gold? Is that just because I have this skill as a conjuration mage? Like, that's an interesting one. Go ahead and craft one of those. Why I can do it at a forge, I don't know. That's one of those things where they didn't really, they were making the mods and they're like, well, where do I put this? It's not like I want to add a new crafting station. Really, they should have done something like that. That is really cool. That's going to be useful later on. Well, now we have bound bow, and we don't need any of these bows and arrows. We can just sell it all. And bam. Look at those animations. Smooth. There's climb up, climb ladder. So with climb up, I just jump up and climb rather than use the ladder. I like there's all these different ones for... Yeah, I mean, you got the option. Some food. Oh! So... I think this mod pack might have... Drop another save. Some optional settings for... you know, you can do campfires and stuff. Good to know the keybinds for that. Does this have... I think this might have optional survival stuff, so like eating and drinking and such. But I'm not exactly sure how you do it if it is in this. It might be one of those things where you need to sleep, or it might be tied to something else. So we have this where we can do some crafting. Get some linen. Fur plates. Craft some all kinds of stuff. There is... I'm not sure what exactly I just did. I think that was the instincts button. Yeah, that's instincts, and then you have harvest wood, which we can't really do here. But yeah, instincts doesn't really do anything here in a cave, such as this one. Cool, various different lock designs that exist. Nice. Pretty sure that this exit it doesn't lead anywhere, or leads to, yeah, behind here. I'm thinking of a different dungeon. All right. Alright, we got a good little start going. I wonder. Nothing in the tree stump. Some mod packs or mods add stuff that and they hide it there. I've seen that before. Oh, so this is different. Look at this. We haven't even looked around Riverwood whenever we spawned here. They got a fancy little addition to the smithy. It looks all fancy now. And it's got an extra smelter and whatnot.
Whatever you need. Buy you smear if it's simple and strong. I can forge it. Yes, actually. How about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead.
An iron dagger.
That's a decent weapon you made. You looking not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and a grindstone over there.
Apparently I can improve enchanted things without having the skill for it. That's not a thing now.
This looks good. You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack. You the sneak. Ah, let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
Hide helmet.
Yes? Huh. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench over there. Yes? You have talent. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet? The finest weapons
Why
and
don't
armor.
you keep that? How about you take it? Yeah, these are valuable pieces. Well, more valuable than the other things by a lot.
I see. The grind, if you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something. Nah, I don't think so. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
I'm sorry, what? It's seems kind of cool. I would totally buy that if I cared right now. Eventually I might. I can craft spell tomes, which are actually worth it. Well, they're worth the same amount of gold I put into it, and I can't sell it for as much as I can, so it's not really worth doing, you know. if I use that real quick? I got some, Alright. Let's go... We're almost level 2. How long has this episode been? I don't even know. I think I'm going to stop the episode here, but I will be resuming shortly. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. And I hope that you're glad I'm back, because I am also glad I'm back. I've been wanting to make videos for a while now, and I'm glad to be back into it. I hope to see you all watching my other series, TikTok, Stalker Gamma, that's returning. I know you've been waiting. I've been waiting too. And I will see you all in the next episode.